Hey there, it's Eugenio Zabell here, and today we're actually going to speak about one of the biggest killers for any e-commerce owner right now. This especially applies if you're actually starting out, where you actually have limited resources and you have to make the most out of the resources you actually have. But before we dive straight into it, you might be wondering, who on earth is this guy and should I actually listen to him? Well, I'm Eugenio Zabell and I'm the CEO and founder of Weko Incubator. At Weko Incubator, we had an extra 30 to 100K in monthly recurring revenue for e-commerce stores. This has come up to the extent where we've already generated more than $12 million for brands all around the globe. So I really don't want to bore you more with case studies and numbers. Let's go straight into the interesting stuff. Okay, there's one key element that literally 95% of beginner e-commerce brands are not using. And this is honestly one of the main reasons why they actually die in their early days. The online space actually has many advantages, but there's one I can actually think of that is literally probably their biggest advantage. Such a competitive advantage that any other niche in the world would actually dream of it, and that's data. When it comes to the online space, you've got access to such a huge amount of data. You actually can know what your ideal prospect is doing at every single stage until they actually pull the trigger and purchase your product. Honestly, this gives you such a huge competitive advantage because at the end of the day, this allows you to know what your ideal customer is actually doing and where are they actually stopping. What's the thing that's actually stopping them from pulling the trigger and purchasing? But even though most brands have access to this key component, the reality is that most brands don't take advantage of this. And this is honestly costing them a lot of money. If you're able to implement data correctly and take decisions according to data, you will honestly be miles ahead of all those beginner brands starting off in the e-commerce space. You must understand that if you don't use your data, you're just shooting in the dark. You really don't know where you're going to, where you're heading. That's why if you're starting off, you should honestly spend around 30 minutes every day checking your data and seeing how everything's working. And honestly, if you don't have enough data to work 30 minutes on a daily basis to check out your data, then you need a higher volume for your business to be able to actually grow in the upcoming months and years. So let's get straight into it. But if I want you to get one key takeaway from this small introduction, is that data must be your best friend when you're starting off. So honestly, focus on data. The truth is that every e-commerce server, such as Shopify, WooCommerce, all of these give you such a huge amount of data that you can analyze. Also, for example, you're running ads on Facebook, you will also get a lot of data on that side. You must understand that an e-commerce is just a combination of funnels. You will have a funnel on your paid media, for example. You will have a funnel on your organic attraction model. You will have a funnel on your website. It's just a combination of funnels that when they all work in unison, that creates a very solid client acquisition system. And that's what actually allows you to scale and take your brand to the next level. So the first thing you must do in order to analyze data successfully is to understand what are those key moments that really make the needle move forward. Just for the sake of the example, let's say you're running paid media and you're driving traffic to your landing page. Well, for example, if you're running paid media, one key metric is going to be the click-through rate. What percentage of every 100 people that see your ad are going to actually hop on to the landing page? That will show you that people are interested in the ad, they're interested in the copy, the offer, so they're going onto the landing page. Let's say that later on your landing page, you're having a high volume of traffic, but a low amount of conversions. Well, then probably you can check out the landing page or your offer. Your problem can either be of your landing page or offer, therefore you would have to check out, for example, am I generating enough confidence on the end user? Am I pouring social proof? Are they believing in my product? Is it enough benefits for them? There are all these elements. Later, you could probably check out the amount of add to carts you have or the amount of checkout started off. That will allow you to understand if the actual website is high converting. But let's say, for example, as a final step, you've got a high amount of add to carts and initiated checkouts, but you don't have any sales. Well, this can also be a matter of having an expensive shipping or a complex survey so they can actually ship the product to you. At the end of the day, there's all these elements that will help you understand where are the breaks. But first of all, you need to get the data and analyze what are the main steps that will actually create a successful client acquisition funnel for my business. Once you know them, you must gather all the data and analyze what are the different steps. Next, you will need to set the KPIs for each one of those stages. For example, let's say you're going to say for paid media, I want to get a CTR of 1.5%. That means that for every 100 people that actually check you out, 1.5, so 1.5 persons, will actually hop onto your landing page. And if you're at 0.7, then you know you have to work up to 1.5. You must assign a KPI for each one of these areas. And why is this so useful? Well, look, when you know your numbers, when you know your shit, okay, you really know where your business is heading. And the truth is that if, for example, I've got a whole funnel and I know that for every 100,000 people that see my ad, I'm going to get 100 clients that have actually purchased at an average order value of $200, well, I know that I've got a predictable system. And if I get 200,000 people, well, I'll double the sales. And it's just a matter of understanding what output you want to get, and it's just plugging in the input. Honestly, this gives you such a huge edge, because many times I see brands that are just saying, no, I want to make 100 grand this month. Okay, but is there a plan? Because at the end of the day, a goal without a plan is not a goal, it's just a dream. Therefore, it's extremely important that you have that predictability behind your business. And the only way to gain that predictability is through data. So to wrap it all up, data must be your best friend. If you're an e-commerce store, this is your competitive advantage. This is the main advantage your business has compared to a traditional business model. So I truly encourage you to really focus on this if you want to build a multi-million-dollar brand in e-commerce. So to wrap it all up, if you're an e-commerce brand making anywhere between $20,000 to $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue, and you would like to add an extra 30 to 100K in the next 6 to 9 months, feel free to click the link in the description. That way we'll have a chat to be able to determine if your brand could be a good fit for what we do, and we truly think we can take your brand to the next level and skyrocket your growth. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you for more in this channel. And remember, go ahead with data and make it your best friend. Bye-bye.